Welcome to the Mohi Talks YouTube channel. Thank you guys for watching, liking, subscribing. And, I'm just here to talk about that Arsenal versus Southampton FA Cup away loss and highlighting a few key concerns and a few issues I believe we've had yesterday and going forward. Concern number one, right? Arsenal fans, we know how our team plays and we like to play to the level of the opposition for some reason, right? When I saw this, I knew the tough game we were in for. I knew it. When you see us behaving like monkeys in the zoo, just know that it's going to be a terrible watch. It's going to be a tough game. And we don't have that individual quality of players to go ahead and just win us this game from nowhere. Gabriel had come across the mascara a couple of times before this. And why is he heading a ball that's all the way in Mascara's territory? Look at the gap that he has left. And why is that? And also Mascara not dropping off, seeing Gabriel's attacking the ball. Main reason is he doesn't trust him. He doesn't trust that he's going to do what he's supposed to do. And what does that do? That sends vibrations through to the whole team. It sends vibrations through to the whole team. And seeing Mascara's doing some terrible back passes and sideways passes and mistakes that he made leading up to this, I knew it was going to be a challenge from there. The next point, right? Why are we so open at 0-0 in the first 15 minutes of the game? How do they have a 4-on-3 against us? And I was so shocked. That's why I'm saying is that we like to play to the level of the opposition. And I knew the rubbish that we were serving up was going to be premium rubbish. Because why is it 4-on-3? Right? Why is it 4-on-3? Why in the first 15 minutes in a tough away game where they haven't lost in 15 games are you trying this stuff? And Arsenal fans, saying they want us to play attacking expansive football. Yo, I hate that. I like our teams to be hard to beat, but also have the technical qualities to move forward. Playing with this midfield does not shout and scream technical quality. Havertz in midfield's project needs to die. It should have died after 23-24 season where Mikel Arteta and his big head decided to play Havertz in midfield again, even though he was on form as a 9 and looked like we were going to win a league. And he decides, let me bring on Jesus, who has been useless for us, and put him up front in number 9, and let me play Havertz in midfield. For some reason, we haven't done it for 15 games. He said, fudge it, let me do it today. And we lost 2-0. Right? Havertz in midfield needs to die. The project needs to ship off. Right? The only player who was good in attack for us was Dalman. Right? Dalman at number 10. Ask yourself, when was the last time you saw Arsenal players attempting so many runs and dribbles through the middle? When have you seen that before? Have you seen it before? I want to ask you that question. Have you seen that before? Because I haven't seen it so many times. We have tried again and again. Have you seen it? I haven't seen it. Right? And it was such a breath of fresh air, man, the way this guy was just running again and again and again. And if you see Henri's interview with Gary Lineker, it's on my page, where he talks about to dribble the ball in every action, how grueling and tiring it is on your body, and a shout out to Max Dalman. That's the only quality in attack that we had yesterday. Now, again, right? Erdegaard loves to do these fancy dribble, little fairy dribble, left foot, twinkle toes into the corner that offers absolutely nothing. A terrible back pass to Dalman, sticks his hand out saying what? And then guess what happens to us? A few seconds later, we concede. And Ben White was also another player, right? I love Benny Blanco. He ran his body into the ground for us. Right? Follow it. Like if you remember that Rob Holden interview where he said that Ben White has been playing with hamstring issues for a while. And he put his body on the line for us so many times, so I can't even say anything bad about him. But he's one of those players who also needs to be sold in the summer. And I can always understand a player when he decides to force a transfer away because club football is ruthless. Like now, fans like us, We are not loyal. We're loyal only to our clubs, and we only want our clubs to win. So if a player that's been here for 3, 4, 5 years, who's been running into the ground for us, and he's been injured, and and we want to sack him off, that's what happens. So when transfers like Isak happens, I don't blame him, you know. And then this is for their second goal. This is their second goal, right? Why are we so open? Why are we so open? If you see the seconds, a couple seconds leading up before this and after this, Norgard gets beaten too easily. And then Zubimendi and Norgard, they just jog back. Because their goal comes from the D at the edge of our box. That's where their goal comes from. If Zubimendi and Norgard are doing their job, Zubimendi, understand the guy's been running to the ground. Norgard, there's absolutely no reason for you to be tired. You hardly play. You should be running up and down until the 95th, 7th, 100th minute, you know? And seeing this happen, I understand why Mikel Arteta only has a trust in certain players. But Mikel, you're the one who signed these players. You're literally the one who signed these players. So there's no way for you to come out and say, I'm not playing him because I don't trust him. Who told you to sign him? You know? And also, listen, I don't want to be a party pooper, right? But why is Gabriel playing? I know we scored from it, but why is Gabriel being the one to play this pass? Why is he the one to play this pass? And this is the problem I have. Our centre backs are doing these passes just like he did for Hincapié against Wolves. And our left backs and right backs are in the half spaces that wingers should be in. Right? Saka and Martinelli used to be in them half spaces. Now Saka and Martinelli are hugging the touchline. And Timber and Califuori are getting chances. I don't get it. I don't get it. Like, I want to be a fly in the room when Mikel Arteta is explaining these tactics because for some reason, no journalist is asking him these questions. Journalists, please ask him these questions. Why is Gabriel playing these passes? And why is our fullbacks in wingers spaces? And why is our wingers in fullback spaces? Please ask him these questions, man. You're a journalist. Stop trying to get sound bites and clicks. Please ask him these questions. And can we all agree? Can we all agree that Havertz has been a complete and utter failure? Right? I don't even hate the guy like that. But £65 million and 250 grand a week. Do you know the quality of attacker we could have had by now? Then this guy, I don't see anything. In Arsene Wenger's era, right? Especially towards the end, his insistence on certain players and other managers also, their insistence on certain players is what loses them the job. His insistence on Havertz is going to cost him his job. Right? His insistence on Hazard cost us one title in 23-24, and his insistence on Havertz can potentially cost us another one. He's not a midfielder, Mikel. He's a 9. He's a technical 9. Maybe he doesn't score goals, but he links up play very well. Right? Stop trying to force Havertz and Gyökeres on us. Choose one or the other and stick with them. And if you're making changes in the game, take off one for the other, because the only game they played together, which we won, right? They was decent, okay? Was Leeds away was decent, right? Sunderland at home was fair. Also, where Gyökeres came on afterwards. And can we talk about how much we miss Eberechi Eze? How much we miss Eberechi's Eze left foot, right foot shot from outside the box in dangerous positions that Ødegaard found himself in multiple times and couldn't do anything with it. And Mikel Arteta was speaking positively about him, so I'm hoping that he's back for Bournemouth or on the bench at least, and back for the City game, because we can't go into that game, right? We can't go into that game with Martin Ødegaard as our 10. We can't. He doesn't have the hunger or the power anymore. He's been playing since he was 15. His body's probably shattered. And Eze, his moment of quality can win us a game, because I don't remember the last time that Ødegaard had a big performance for us. I don't remember it. Right? Eze's had a few big performances for a few big goals for us this season. And Ødegaard hasn't. When was the last time he had a very big performance for us? And And I'm hopeful and I'm praying that this doesn't impact us in our Premier League games going forward. Because we only need to win 3 or 4 more games before the title is ours, right? And just don't drop points against City at home away. But it's a huge concern. And I definitely believe that us trying to win everything is potentially gonna cost us dearly. Like, would I take a Premier League over a Carabao Cup and FA Cup? Yes, 100%. Would I take it over Champions League? Yes, 100%. Because I've been craving for this Premier League title the most, right? Champions League is something that you win after you win your first title in a long time. That's what happened, right? We're not a historic European club like Liverpool. Them guys there can win European Cups without even challenging for the Premier League. But I just hope that this insistence on trying to win every single game and running our players into the ground is worth it. And some of our attackers also need to have a look in the mirror and have some shame. There's no way Dalman should be outperforming you at this critical part of the season. And there's no way that we can't finish the season without a single player on 20 goals. Our attackers have been absolutely horrendous this season. Absolutely horrendous. You can't even blame Mikel Arteta for that because he takes you to the final third and they just do the dumbest things. But then at the same time, you ask Mikel Arteta, apparently we got offered 45 million for Martinelli in the summer and we didn't take it because it was too low. You have to ask Mikel Arteta also, is that who is insisting on these attackers? You know, you. So what do we do now? And Trossard had that 3 months in last year where he was incredible, and then now he just fell off a cliff because he keeps thinking that he's the second coming of Andres Iniesta when he's not. But yeah, man. Anyway, thanks guys for watching. Make sure you like and subscribe and all of that stuff.